Before the factory, before the machine, it begins here. It starts with the land and with them.
This is the future of our herd. Every cycle begins with new life, and we raise them to be strong.
But strong cattle need more than grass. They need energy. So we harvest the sun, captured in golden grain.
And we store the summer for the winter. This hay is the foundation of their diet, the fiber that sustains them.
It is a recipe like any other. Part science, part tradition. Getting the balance right is everything.
The machines help us do the heavy lifting, mixing a total ration that provides perfect nutrition in every single bite. We bring the pasture to them, a balanced meal delivered precisely, ensuring every cow gets what it needs.
This is the engine of our operation. What they take from the earth, they will transform.
And here, the transformation begins. Simple grass and grain into liquid gold.
The harvest is constant. It happens on their schedule, not ours. Technology allows them to choose the time, giving comfort.
Precision. Every cow is known, every drop is measured. This is where nature and engineering meet.
On a larger scale, the process is a rhythm, a dance. Akuta and the team work with the herd.
The technology is gentle, designed to mimic the natural process. It is efficient, but more importantly, it is safe.
This is it, the culmination of all that care. Pure, raw, and ready.
From the cow, it is immediately cooled and filtered. Purity is protected from the very first second. The harvest travels. It leaves the farm in these insulated tankers, a cold chain that is never broken. Each load represents the work of an entire farm. Malia is the link, connecting the source to the next stage.
But before it's accepted, it must be proven. Kai checks every connection, every seal. Quality control starts at the door. The sample is rushed to the lab. Before a single drop is unloaded, IA and her team must approve it. We test for purity.
Technicians like Chumani are searching for imperfections. They plate the milk, incubating it to ensure no harmful bacteria are present.
Other tests are chemical. Shana agitates the sample, focusing it to reveal its composition.
The milk has passed, it is accepted. Now it's pumped from the truck into these massive chilled holding silos. And now, the first great transformation. The raw milk is warmed and fed into this high-speed separator. This is where we find the cream.
Inside, a force thousands of times stronger than gravity separates the heavy skim milk from the light.
The cream, now rich with fat, is gathered. It enters the prep vats, the first step before it is reborn.
It is pasteurized. Heat is applied, then rapidly cooled. This ensures safety and purity, destroying any bacteria.
Human eyes are still the most important tool. Tokala checks the consistency, the aroma, the cream.
Then the violence begins. We call it the churn. The matured cream is agitated, violently shaken.
This is the traditional churn, magnified. A massive rotating drum. Pakan initiates the sequence.
Inside, the transformation is physical. The agitation forces the fat globules, which are protected by a fragile membrane, to collide.
And then
the break. The membranes shatter. The fat globules are free, and they begin to cling to one another.
it separates. Two products are born from one. The liquid is buttermilk. And these solid grains, this is the new butter.
These golden grains are the treasure we've been seeking, pure butterfat. But the work is not yet finished.
Now, the grains must be washed. Cold, pure water is used to rinse away any remaining buttermilk.
Even in a modern factory, some steps require a human touch. Cheyenne gently works the grains.
The churn is stopped, and the butter is gathered, a single, massive form, holding all the richness of the cream.
This is the raw product. It is pure fat, but it lacks structure. It must be worked.
Commencing the working process. Timestamp logged.
The working process. This is vital. It kneads the butter, like dough, pressing out the last drops of water and aligning the fat crystals.
This is where it gains its waxy, smooth texture. This is what makes it spreadable. Salt may be added at this.
Finally, it is ready. No longer just cream, no longer just grains. It is butter. Smooth, golden, and perfect.
From the young worker, the butter is fed into the packaging line, the final stage of its journey inside our walls.
Here, precision is automated. The extruder cuts and forms the butter into the familiar sticks and blocks, each one perfectly weighed. They move quickly. The entire process is designed to keep the butter cold and clean, minimizing its exposure to air. This machine is a blur of motion, a complex dance of levers and gears. It wraps each block in foil, sealing in the freshness, wrapped and protected. Each block is now identical, a finished product ready for the world.
It travels from our factory to the home. It returns to the family table, unrecognizable from the grass it once was.
It is a simple food, but its journey is complex. It carries the story of the sun, the soil, and the herd. It is spread onto the bread that our grain also helped create. It is sustenance. It is comfort.
It transforms again.
Heated, melted, releasing its aroma, becoming the start of a meal, bringing the family together.
And while this meal is being eaten, the process has already begun again. The cows are grazing.
The scale of this operation is immense. Thousands of gallons, held in vats like these. Each one represents...
And it all comes from here, farm after farm, the same care, the same process. This is a community of farmers working as one.
The moment of harvest, repeated thousands of times a day. Each connection must be clean, gentle, and secure.
The milk is never static. It is always moving, being chilled, gently agitated, or...
Our reach extends. This craft is universal. From farms old and new,
the work does not stop for the seasons. Through snow or sun, the harvest must be collected. The herd must be fed and milked.
The tankers arrive in a steady stream. Each one is a lifeline from the farms, bringing the raw material for the work ahead. Alia's job is critical. She ensures the connection is secure, preventing any contamination as the milk is transferred from truck to silo.
This is the brain of the operation. Here in the central lab, Sarah and her team monitor every stage. Nothing is left to chance.
Every batch of cream, every load of milk is cataloged. Aya prepares these samples for microbiological analysis.
Chumani is preparing the growth medium. They are actively searching for bacteria, the ones that don't belong.
Vigorous agitation. This ensures the sample is perfectly homogenized before it's placed in the analyzer.
While the lab tests, the factory works. The cream is churned or pasteurized, a constant, powerful motion. Testing isn't just at the factory. Tani performs spot checks on the farm, testing the milk's quality before it even leaves.
The process is cyclical. As we churn the cream of yesterday, the cows are creating the milk of tomorrow. They must be fed.
And they must rest. Comfort is key. A comfortable, well-rested cow is a healthy cow.
And we must test, again and again. Consistency is our promise. It is guaranteed by this constant vigilance.
The arteries of the operation, the pumps that move the milk from truck to tank, from tank to pasteurizer, from pasteurizer to churn.
These silos hold the harvest of an entire region. They are the buffer, ensuring the factory can run 24 hours a day.
This is the hidden world of production. A sterile environment, a network of steel, all dedicated to transforming cream into butter.
The plant is a maze, but there is order. Every pipe has a purpose, every turn leads to the next step of the refinement. It is a place of constant motion, a mechanical ballet, all timed to perfection.
But we never forget where it begins. Here, with this single connection, this moment of giving.
The environment is kept pristine. Cleanliness is not just a rule, it is the foundation of our craft.
This is the heart of the pasteurizer. Here, heat is exchanged, purity is locked in, and the cream is made ready.
Gentle agitation. This keeps the cream homogeneous, preventing the fat from separating until we want it to.
The pace quickens as the cream moves towards the churn. There is no stopping it now. From vat to vat, it is refined. Each step brings it closer to its final form.
The fermentation is complete. It is time to make the butter.
This is our quality promise. Certified, controlled, and consistent. This machinery represents our commitment to excellence. The agitation increases. The cream thickens. It resists, fighting the transformation.
And there it is, the break. The fat solids separate from the liquid buttermilk. A moment of magic, driven by physics.
It looks like chaos, but it is creation. The fat is finding itself, clumping together, becoming one.
This liquid, the buttermilk, is drained away. It too is a valuable product, but it is not what we seek today.
From violent churning to gentle stirring, every stage has its own rhythm, its own need.
We see this again and again because this is the heart of the process. This is the moment of creation, repeated.
Hakan watches. He knows from the sound, from the way the cream behaves, when the moment is right.
The cream becomes heavy. It sticks to the glass. The sound of the churn deepens. It is close now.
The harvest, the golden grains. This is what we've worked for. From here, they will be washed and worked.
The washed grains are moved to the worker. It is time to knead them into the smooth, familiar product we know.
This final step is crucial. It removes the last of the moisture and gives the butter its perfect, spreadable consistency. And here it is, finished. Ready for packaging, ready for the table.
But as this batch finishes, another is just beginning. The process never stops.
The vats are always turning. The transformation is always happening.
Packed, sealed, ready for shipment. The final step in a long journey.
It returns to the home. It brings warmth. It brings flavor.
A simple act. The end of one journey. And the fuel for another.
From the pasture to the factory to the pan. A story of transformation. A tradition of our people.
It begins not as a solid, but as a river. A golden river of pure fat, coaxed from the cream by pressure and time.
This is the moment of creation. Inside the churn, tiny grains of butterfat, called the popcorn stage, are separating from the liquid.
But to create flavor, you must first cultivate life.
In these tumblers, special cultures are nurtured. Homogenization. It's a violent, necessary dance, forcing the fat and water into a perfect, uniform emulsion.
The grains are washed. Impurities removed. Now, salt is added, not just for flavor, but as a guard.
This is the buttermilk, the liquid left behind. Once a prized drink, it is now separated, leaving behind the concentrated treasure.
The entire factory is a living organism. Its heart is not one, but many. A series of pumps and motors, each vital to the flow.
From liquid to solid, the transformation is complete. What was once cream is now a solid mass, ready to be shaped. This is a place of scale, thousands of pounds an hour. It demands constant vigilance from the crew.
The work is not finished when the butter is made. It is finished when the machines are clean. In this craft, hygiene is absolute.
This is a specialty churn. The constant, gentle tumble is key to developing a richer, more complex European-style butter.
The process is part art, part science. But today, technology dictates the timing. Chasen engages the next cycle.
The factory floor is a landscape of steel. Overseeing it requires perspective, checking gauges and valves that are stories high.
The mass. This is what they have been waiting for. A solid wall of butterfat, now fully separated from the buttermilk.
The buttermilk is drained. It is thinner than the cream, rich in protein, and holds a tangy flavor all its own.
An old-world test. Chayton feels for the texture. The hands know what the gauges cannot always tell. The liquid is filtered one last time, catching any small grains of butter that failed to join the mass.
Stirring prevents settling. This liquid will soon be cultured, pasteurized, and bottled, a product in its own right. Nothing is wasted. The pump sends the buttermilk to its own production line, miles of pipework hidden within the factory walls.
This is the drying phase. The churn spins rapidly, using centrifugal force to expel the last pockets of buttermilk.
In this giant facility, one worker oversees millions of dollars in equipment. Toki's check ensures the pressure is perfect.
The motion is relentless. Hour after hour, the churn tumbles, slowly working the butter mass. Sealing the hatch. It must be airtight before the next cycle begins. A simple task, but a critical one.
Between every batch, a thorough cleaning. Chasen ensures no residue remains to contaminate the next batch. This is a quality check. AYA isolates a sample, draining the buttermilk to inspect the butter grains that formed.
The main draining begins. Gallons upon gallons of buttermilk are released from the churn. The pumps work continuously, moving the liquid to storage tanks, ensuring the churn room floor is ready for the next phase.
Gentle agitation. The buttermilk must be kept moving as it cools, preparing it for pasteurization.
But the journey of butter doesn't end at the factory. It truly begins here, in the hands of a baker, where it transforms flour into pastry.
Back in the factory, the butter mass is collected. It is now ready to be shaped, the first step in its journey to the package.
The mass is now forced through the extruder. This machine, a giant press, works the butter, aligning its structure.
This is the packaging line, a marvel of engineering, ready to cut, wrap, and seal hundreds of blocks per minute.
Before automation comes manual labor. Wakanda feeds the extruder, lifting heavy loads of trim, excess butter from other lines.
The pressure is immense. It forces all air pockets out and creates a single, dense block ready for cutting.
Sometimes the butter is destined for a different form. Melted down, it becomes clarified butter or ghee, a staple in many cultures.
We are inside the machine. Here, the butter is no longer a mass, but a continuous ribbon, precisely shaped.
The journey diversifies. Here, the butter is blended, perhaps with peanut, creating a new product, a compound butter.
The texture must be perfect. Too thick, it won't spread. Too thin, it won't hold. Chayton is checking for that perfect viscosity.
This is bulk production, not for the grocery store, but for bakeries and other factories. A 50-pound block of pure butter fat.
This is lamination. Makwa is folding the butter, creating the hundreds of layers that will make a croissant rise.
Butter is worked again. This final working process, called texturizing, ensures it is smooth and easy to spread, even when cold.
Every liquid in the plant is monitored. This sight glass allows the operators to visually confirm the purity and flow. A block is born. Cut by a wire, it emerges perfect, a testament to the precision of the machine.
Moisture is a critical factor. Too much, and the butter will spoil. Too little, and it loses its character.
A sudden stop. KAI and AYA investigate. On a high-speed line, even a minor issue can cause major delays.
The block now moves to packaging. It's too heavy to lift manually. The rest of its journey is entirely automated.
This machine is the bridge. It takes the bulk butter and prepares it for the high-speed retail packaging line.
The pressure is constant, ensuring every gram of butter has the exact same density as the gram before it. Another block, and another. The rhythm of the factory, a steady pulse of production, 24 hours a day. The block is transferred. It slides onto a new conveyor, moving toward the machine that will seal it from the outside world.
A final human touch. Wakanda guides the block, ensuring it feeds perfectly into the automated wrapper.
He watches it enter the wrapper. This machine will encase the block in plastic, protecting it for shipment.
This is the retail packer, a symphony of cams, gears, and levers, all timed to the millisecond.
This is the butter that will end up on a dinner table. It's held in this hopper, ready to be molded into familiar sticks.
Inside the extruder, the butter is forced through a die, cutting it into perfect, uniform shapes.
From the industrial heart of the factory, it finds its way here. A simple, perfect block, ready for the table.
As the butter is molded, its packaging is born. Flat cartons are folded, glued, and made ready, all without a human hand.
The wrapping is an intricate dance. Foil is fed, cut, and folded, hugging the butter block tightly.
A piston fires, pushing the wrapped butter into the waiting carton. The speed is blinding. The electric eye. This sensor is the quality inspector. It checks for presence, position, and alignment. Each block passes inspection and moves on. The line must keep moving. Any pause costs time and money.
The final product, identical, sealed, and ready. From a massive churn, 1 million individual portions are created.
Not all butter is blocked. For spreadable varieties, a foil seal is heat applied, locking in the freshness.
Precision cutting. Wires or blades slice the butter ribbon, ensuring every single stick weighs exactly what it's supposed to.
The machine's cycle is relentless, a blur of motion, wrapping, folding, and sealing, faster than the human eye can follow.
Chayton moves the finished pallets. The butter is now cooled, packed, and ready to leave the factory.
Two forms of the same treasure. A block for baking, a tub for spreading. The end of a long journey from the pasture.
This is the final test, the spread. The soft texture reveals the quality of the churn, a perfect balance of air and fat.
AYA intercepts a block. He's checking the density and temperature by hand. Experience tells him more than any sensor.
The block moves into the heat tunnel. This final step will shrink the plastic tight, creating a perfect seal.
The butter finds its smallest form. High-speed nozzles inject precise amounts, destined for airlines and hotel breakfast trays.
And here, the journey ends and another begins. In Chasen's kitchen, the butter is sacrificed to the pan, releasing its golden flavor.
This is the curl, a sign of perfect plasticity. It's soft enough to yield, yet firm enough to hold its shape.
It is presented simply, sliced on parchment, adorned with herbs, an ancient food elevated by modern craft.
Quality control is relentless. Makwa, a master butter maker, logs the data. But we must go back. Before the factory, the story begins here, on C.H. Ayton's farm.
The 50-pound blocks are now broken down, tumbling into smaller portions, ready to be reworked or packaged for food service.
This is the moment of truth. Tawana spreads the butter. It must glide, not tear the bread. This is the sign of a perfect emulsion.
The canvas. An artisan loaf, full of grains and texture, waiting to be completed.
The source. The quality of the butter is born here. These cows on AA's farm are fed a rich diet, and
The line runs at full speed, a blur of motion, hundreds of units per minute, a pace dictated.
From an industrial process to a work of art. In KAI's restaurant, the butter is not just an ingredient, it is the centerpiece.
The cut blocks pile high, a mountain of pure fat, waiting for the final journey into the package. The yellow eye never blinks. This sensor ensures every package is present and accounted for before it leaves the line. And so the cycle completes. A massive, rough-cut block emerges, ready to be cut, wrapped, and sent out.